so welcome back. Here is my very successful YouTube channel. Manifesting. If this is your first time here, my name is Drea. Hi, nice to meet you. So if you have not watched my last video of me telling y'all about my purity journey, my purity story, you should go and watch that after this, before this. It does not even matter. Just make sure you watch it because it goes with this video. And you need to be up to date if you go follow this journey with me, you know, go watch that. But in this video, we're going to be talking about 8 months of celibacy. 8 months I have been pure. This is the longest I've ever been, you know. But before we get into what was this? I think I just did a Bill Cosby. Did y'all just say that? But before we get into this video, make sure you, before I get into this video, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe, comment, whatever it is that you feel you should, you know, comment if you want to comment. Make sure you subscribe. This is what you really definitely need to do, is subscribe. Yeah. So, why celibacy? Why celibacy? My intimate life being in my hands led me nowhere. I kept finding myself in the same place. And it was always with not the same kind of guy. It was like, I was so picky. So picky. I would like try to, like, you know, observe a guy before I talk to him or anything like that. And I would think, okay, well, he does not possess this trait that such and such had, so maybe I'm in the clear, you know. I'm in the clear with this one because he's not like him. But just because he's not like him does not mean he's worse or doesn't have bad baggage. And that was my constant mistake. It was like I would just find the wrong guys. And the thing is, to be honest, let's be honest, it's not easy finding the right guy. It's not like I intentionally went after the bad guys or the guys who just didn't mean me no well and all that type of stuff, you know. Well, because you really don't know till you really get to know a person. Because when you first meet someone, they're gonna put on this persona to get you to like them, you know. They're gonna try to be everything that you want them to be. No. Okay, I fixed it. Let me just stop touching it. This is one of my favorite necklaces, y'all. But also another reason why I decided to be celibate was because I feel like that's what God was telling me for a very, very long time. I felt like God was telling me to just stop having sex, because it was just, yeah, like, you know, like your sex life does, your intimate life, your sex life does have, it plays a big part in your life, period. And it's more than just what it does for you, like your flesh. It's kind of like it goes further than just controlling or messing with or having attention over your flesh. It blocks so many other things that you have going on, because once you have that soul tie with someone and you have like unhealed flaws about yourself, that can really affect your everyday life. And for example, like these people who be like, I don't trust a soul, I don't trust nobody, and people who basically make other people pay for what somebody else did to them, like innocent people who didn't do nothing to them, they make that other person pay for what somebody else do. Like that's being bitter like that, it just goes so far. It's like collateral damage to every other part of your life. Like it gets bad, especially if you don't even know how bad it's affecting you. That's even worse. But giving that part of my life up really cleared my mind and really just made me realize a lot of things I never realized about myself, about society standards, and about the people that I used to talk to, people I used to be around. It's almost sickening. I'm so grateful and so glad that I have woken up out of that. I feel like almost like looking back, like literally looking back, I feel like I was asleep. Like it was like I was asleep and mind controlled, like I was in a trance, like my mind was being controlled by someone else until God just snapped me out of it. You know, that's how, looking back, that's how I feel. Because the mindset I used to have back then was totally gone, totally different. Not saying that now my perspective and my mindset is the best. It is the best it's ever been, but it can definitely get better. You know, I definitely still have some progression to go on to, but whew, I'm so glad I'm not there anymore. I'm so glad I don't deal with those type of people anymore. I'm so glad that I see clearly now the rain is definitely dried up. And now I can hear God's voice much more clearly than I could back then. Back then, I felt like the Holy Spirit just did not mess with me. Like the Holy Spirit was just not there, and that I will never hear the Holy Spirit. I don't know how to hear the Holy Spirit. I blame myself. I was like, man, maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I'm not maybe I'm not spending some really quality time with God, because I really feel like I can't hear the Holy Spirit. Like, what's going on? What am I doing? What's wrong? And the whole time, God was just telling me, let your flesh go. Stop having sex. Step away from that intimate part of your life. You need to be alone right now. You need to be covering yourself up, isolating yourself from that temptation. And because I wanted to hear God. I feel like I couldn't hear God. And once I stepped away from that parts of a life, I can hear him much more clearer. Now I do have times where I have those moments where I hear him and I be disobedient, and I be trying to like act like I don't hear him because I don't want to do what he told me to do. But it's just the fact, it brings me so much joy, and only God can give you joy, like real true joy from God. Oh, y'all, I was just talking about it. But it brings me so much joy to know and to just hear his, well, you know, because it's not really like, you know, a literal voice, but you know, you can hear him. He will speak to you. I'm gonna explain it at another time, but I hear him now, clearer now, feel him, see what he is doing in my life. Because before, when things happen to me, I'm just like, God, I don't understand it. I don't know why you doing this to me. I don't know why you let this happen. I prayed to you. I asked you for this is and that, throwing attention challenges, because you know I do that in a second. You know, I throw attention challenges in a second. I do a couple attention challenges with God. Yeah, and I can only imagine how he reacted to it. I just know he was just like, and did, yeah, I did, you be alright. My life now is not as flesh driven as it used to be. And what I mean by flesh driven, I mean, okay, y'all, look, I'm looking at my notes. Hold up, because I did write this down. The benefits of celibacy goes beyond just like your sex life. And when I say that I'm not as flesh driven as I used to be, I mean by society's temptations, the temptations of how society makes, oh yeah, as humans, as young people, we need this. This is societal norm. You know, just like talking to somebody, the whole cuffing season, the whole must having a Valentine, and you know, and like how guys date multiple girls, and how girls should twerk on Instagram or whatever, and be half naked on social media and stuff like that. Like I never was that person, type of girl that did stuff like that, but that, I'm not even gonna lie when I say that sometimes I was like, you know, maybe if I be like more kind of revealing, I'll probably like get like some type of attention that the other girls get, you know, trying to blend in with society. But I never really went through with it like that, you know. Kind of had some kind of like little scandalous stuff here and there, but it wasn't too out there, you know. I just never was that type of person. I just, you know, what am I doing? You know, I never. But also like the reaction, how you react to things, your perspective of things. And what I mean by reactions and perspective of things, it's like, you know how somebody can tick you off? How somebody tick you off and you want to, you know, snap at them, smack them, hit them in their throat, hit them in their chin, you know, a little bit. But now that like I'm celibate, it's kind of like I have more control over my humanly desires, my humanly reactions, my humanly temptations, because you know it's very tempting to want to knock somebody out when they're talking to you stupid, but my flesh has calmed down me some. I'm not gonna say that that part of me is gone, because it's definitely not. But a side note, y'all, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I'm speaking from my testimony. Testimony. I started to realize how my flesh used to control me. My mind, my human instincts and stuff like that used to control me. And when I got a hold of one part of my little life, it started to allow me to grab hold of other parts of my human habits, okay? I hope I'm making sense. If I'm making sense, then give me a thumbs up. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Growing up, I used to be the type of person like, know your worth. Know your worth. Yeah, they used to be me. And didn't even know my worth. But now I can honestly, truly say I do. And not just with guys, with friends as well. I know that I am an amazing friend. I am an awesome friend. I am not the perfect person. Some people can't handle what kind of person I am, and that's okay. You know, you're not supposed to be friends with everybody. Not everybody's supposed to be your cup of tea. I'm not supposed to be everybody else's cup of tea. But I know that I am a good, genuine person. And when it comes to anybody having my time, when it comes to you trying to be my friend, us being friends, you trying to be my man, in my life, period, I know what I'm worth. I know what I should be hanging around, what I shouldn't be hanging around, what I should and shouldn't be hanging around. I hope I said that right. What I should be giving my time to, who I should be giving my time to, who I shouldn't be giving my time to, protecting my energy. I've always been the type of person who protecting my energy, protecting my space. But I do admit I've let some people slip through the cracks. And now that I have got into this point in my life, it's more like I feel like I can see it clearly now. Now I do have that anxiety issue where it's like, oh God, what if you bring new people in my life? What if you bring new friends? What if you bring a new guy to my life and I forget everything you just taught me? My anxiety be going crazy like that. But I cannot operate off of my strength when it comes to my weaknesses that I know that only God can handle. I gotta operate in His strength. I'm gonna have crazy faith. If y'all can say that right there. Crazy faith every day. Every day. Crazy faith to believe that He is going to do His thing with that, you know? It's crazy. For who? Worried for what? And don't get me wrong, I still have flashbacks and temptations when it comes to, you know, But every time I do, it's kind of like, especially with the flashbacks. When it comes to the flashbacks, I always tell myself, you remember that thing that he did? Like how he did you like that? And then those things go, I'm like, ugh. Never mind. I don't want to think about that anymore. And when it comes to my temptations, like, y'all, I can be a fool in my head sometimes. Like, when I be just thinking and talking to myself, like, if you ever see me out in public and you see me smiling, giggling or something to myself, and I'm just walking, I'm smiling face, it's because I done seen something and I done cracked a joke to myself and I'm laughing and cracking up at myself and giving myself a high five in my head because that was funny. But I ain't gonna lie, sometimes when I do see a cute guy, and I'm just gonna say this, a guy who looks cute, who seems like he's gonna be cute, because you know it's COVID-19, everybody got the face masks on, so you really don't know what they look like under their faces. But you know what they got, like, you know, the nice body structure, the nice hair well groomed, looking well groomed, you know, and they got a nice voice, and they're just like walking gracefully like a man is supposed to walk. I be thinking to myself,
He looks so good. I'll fold his socks.
Then the Holy Spirit be like, that's all I have for y'all today. I hope that y'all kind of crack it up, kind of cackled or whatever. Because when it comes to talking about stuff like this, when it comes to talk about spirituality and God and Christianity and all that type of stuff, everybody's always so serious. And I just feel like, you know, God has a sense of humor. Like, do you know who is like the most sarcastic person in the Bible? Jesus. Like, comment, subscribe, if you can relate to what I'm talking about. If you're thinking about going celibate, if you have any questions, comment them, like it, subscribe. Until next time, y'all be safe. Stay prayed up, because you know what? I love y'all, fam. We're family. We are children of God. God's children. Even though you don't believe in him or not, let's say your daddy.